So y'all here? Y'all like inspiration? Y'all like motivation?
Denise Camille.
Y'all like ventilation?
Denise Camille.
Y'all know I gotta make up a few words here and there, but who y'all here with?
Ventilation and Denise Camille.
Under the act. But we not playing no games.
We're not into games. We don't like Sega, PlayStation, or Xbox.
So y'all here with Dilate the Dialogue with Denise Camille.
Dilate the dialogue.
We gotta open up, not them legs, but the minds.
Denise Camille.
Cause I know y'all trying to find y'all strength.
Denise Camille.
Intertwined with the life of me.
Denise Camille.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Y'all here with another episode with who? The one and only Denise Camille, here with today's topic. And I was kind of interested to want to identify what today's topic would have been, because I know that, life has been, like we say lately, it's been lifing. Life has been lifing, and we got to just do our best to stay on purpose, right? So I was looking at a few of my topics. Yeah. So I did my cleansing, did some Palo Santo, and I want to talk about today, why hesitate your healing? Why hesitate your healing? Why? Y'all know me, I go into the words of descriptions. To hesitate means to kind of go in and out. Like, I want to do it, but I don't. I want to love myself, but I'm not ready. I'll give it to somebody else, but then I'd get back to me. Like, you're putting in and pulling right back out. Or even 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? Hesitate. So I know my father, one of the things he used to always say to me, especially when it comes to driving, he's like, the one thing you don't want to do is hesitate while driving. Why? Because, of course, that causes accidents. So, think about just hesitating and driving. You don't want to hesitate while driving. You want to make sure that either if the cars are coming, are you going to go knowing that there may be a risk that you may not make it there alive or with the proximity? Because like I say, driving is like math. The angles, the speed, the physics, the velocity. Do you have everything computed before you decide to take that risk and go? Yet hesitation would be like, you got 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the gas. Prime example, right? And the word healing, people look at healing from different avenues. Does healing ever really stop? Some may say yes, some may say no. Yet, do some actually start? Some may say yes, some may say no. Yet it's having to define yourself through what healing is. We can use the definition for healing as, I'm no longer going to do the things that no longer serve me. Right? I'm choosing to remove a bad habit. I'm choosing to not allow certain people in my life because of their energies, or I'm choosing to breathe. I'm choosing to focus on my breathing in spite of those things that are around me. I'm making the conscious choice to do something better for me, as opposed to just talking about it, having the action behind the words. And to me, that's a stronger word than love. Healing. Because people can talk about, love is an action, love is this, love is that. Yet that's contingent upon someone else's belief system to feel like you've done the most. Or, okay, now you've proven to me that you're worth my love or my attention or my investment. You've proven that. Yet with healing, The only person you're proving it to is yourself. You don't have to prove healing to anybody else. Again, healing is an isolated solitude, freedom of being. You know, most times when you know you're healing, you know you're putting in that work, you don't got to tell nobody nothing. You're proving it to yourself in action that I'm doing what I need to do to detox those parts of me that are still craving drama, or that are still craving toxicity, or that are still not realizing that I'm giving power to energy that doesn't serve my highest good. You know, even with healing, I was just saying the other day to someone that drama is free. I mean, free. It's all around. It's in abundance, right? Woo, drama is in abundance. Drama is in abundance. Yet, I see why most people would choose not to heal, because all around you in every environment, drama is there. However, why do we have to pay for our peace? Think about it. We got to protect our peace. We got to not tell anybody who we say what we're going to do, because we got to make sure we got boundaries, not barriers. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to take time for self. These are the things that we should be giving ourselves, that should be free, right? That should be our freedom of choice, is to define our peace. Yet we have to put now a value on our peace because drama is so free. I'm going to say that again. We have to put a value on our peace because drama is so free. And it could be, you know, hypothetically, it could be the environment that we're raised in. Because if you travel mentally, culturally, spiritually, you'll see with your own naked eyes that simplicity of life is actually out there. Simplicity of your heart, of breathing, of living is actually out there. The drama that is within your environment is now something that you will be able to know that you can control, right? You know, we say that life is lifing. Yes, life is lifing, yet how much control are you in of your life? How much control are you in of your peace? You know, I didn't want to kind of gear off topic, but I was defining healing, and that's what came about to talk about, like healing. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to let that sit, and then we're going to come back for a quick part 2 of why hesitate your healing. All right, y'all. I'll be right back. Peace. I'm back. We back on another episode of Dilate to Dialogue with who but none other, Denise Camille. And today's topic is part 2. Today's topic, we're talking about why hesitate your healing. You know, why put yourself in a double Dutch, kind of, you see me bouncing, right? In a double Dutch thought process of getting better for yourself. Why? You know, I usually say, why ask why, ask how? Because if we ask why usually produces more questions with no resolution, opposed to asking how will provide a direct answer, a direct solution to your problem, right? So the question is, why hesitate your healing? Why put yourself in a place of, again, that double Dutch, or just thinking about driving, about to make that turn, but there's oncoming traffic? Why hesitate that life of freedom? So, I feel like we're about to go a little deep, y'all. Excuse me, get your snorkel out already, because we going deep, like Janet Jackson. Play that song. We go deep. Okay, no, okay. Well, Why hesitate your healing? Why do you feel that you're not ready to heal? Do you feel that your life is comfortable? Are you comfortable in your lifestyle right now? Or are you complacent because of other substances in your life? And when I say substances, I don't always mean alcohol or marijuana or whatever your vices are. I was actually talking about financial, which is money. Because we know that sometimes with money in our pockets, we're at a complacent level of, I'm going to let life. Opposed to, not saying this is a better version or better option yet, sometimes when we don't have the sufficient funds that we need, we get innovative and we create a life that we need. We create it from what we have, right? Which is not too bad, yet again, it goes back to simplicity. If we had the finances, we think we would be in a better place. And most times, the finances don't make the person. It's what the person makes the finances, right? Like they say, money don't make the man, man makes the money. So would you say that, or could you ask yourself that if I didn't have the money, the finances I need to provide for my freedom, which is free, or provide for my peace, which is free, would I approach healing in the same way? Opposed to, and I'm going to say that again, if I didn't have the finances I needed to free me for healing or give me the peace of mind to heal, would I approach healing in the same way I need to? Or if I wasn't put in the predicament I was in, come on somebody, if I wasn't put in the predicament I was in, would I have started my healing process? Let me give you an example. If I wasn't put in a position where, I don't want to say I was aligned, yet somehow I attracted an individual that took me out of character, had them in their character, whatever that was, yet it wasn't a healthy character, yet they brought me to a place of, oh, now you're going to see the beast and the Sag, right? Usually you don't see her. She's pretty quiet, she's a fire-breathing dragon. But okay. Yet, had you not put me in that predicament, would I have been able to get to a place of healing? Hold on 1 second. Okay, y'all. Had I not been put in that predicament, would I have had to make the choice to heal, right? Turn this mic a little close, make sure I'm speaking to the mic so y'all can hear me, right? Okay, so as far as healing goes, I would say, give myself as an example, after that situation occurred, when I was put in that predicament to bring the warrior out of me, which felt like an out-of-body experience, some things escalated to a place where I had to make a choice. And this was going to be that final decision of saying, okay, you know your pros, you know your cons, you see the resolutions, you see the mishaps, you see it all. Be mindful and be aware, consciously aware, not just subconsciously. Be aware of energy, of blessings, of abundance, of lack of, all those things. I had to no longer hesitate my healing. And I didn't even know it was healing. It was just in a place of, let me process this. Let me think about this. Let me do things to occupy and transmute that negative energy into positive energy, right? Being able to transmute what's for me and what's not for me, and being able to transmute, taking that energy and making it positive, turn it into creativity, right? Assessing yourself, assessing the predicament, assessing the environment, assessing everything, right? I'm an auditor to my life, right? Audit all of that. Yet being able to recognize that I could no longer hesitate my healing. I needed my healing much as my healing needed me. Because prior to that incident or incidents or situation, there was a whole lot more of layers, of many layers that I still had to peel back from. And it was like, well, I came back to myself, well, okay, damn. How many more layers I gotta go? And I think of Shrek. Shrek is like, humans are like onions. We're like layers. You gotta peel back to the core to get to what's the understanding of why we move the way we move. Why we feel we deserve, or why we feel we rightfully don't deserve what we do deserve, right? So it's having to see that hesitating your healing, it's only prolonging your progress. I'm going to say that one more time. Hesitating your healing is only prolonging your progress. Why choose to sit on a pressure cooker? Right, and I use that example. Most of us know what a pressure cooker is. The top on it, after a while, the pressure is bubbling, and it's going to pop off at some point like, ah! Why sit on your healing? Why sit on that pressure cooker? Why? It's coming. It's like suppressed emotions is coming. Most of us that are mothers know that when we're pregnant, right, we get an imaginary shovel. And was like, what is this? I don't need this. Who will get this to me? I mean, I got a baby going inside me, but why do I need the shovel? And the shovel is actually there for you to dig up. Dig up those suppressed emotions. Because what this ancestor is telling you is, I am here to remind you of your greatness. So before I show my face, I need you to address that infertile, is that even a word? Unfertile soil that you've been planting roots in. Because I'm the only thing that's fertilized right now. Those emotions that you haven't addressed before you conceived me, before I chose to come, here you go. And I say that with all love, because when we start to dig in, we pulling up some dead bodies. I don't mean body count like they talk about these days. I'm talking about skeletons. They ain't in a closet. They ain't in that unfertile soil. They sitting there, rotten, waiting for you to dig it up, right? But you've been hesitating all this time. So it's like, Spirit's like, oh, okay, we got something for you because we waiting for you to get to the next level. Because we behind you. We waiting on you, right? So here go this shovel that they're giving you while being pregnant. You sitting there like, oh, okay, I'm glowing, things is moving, baby's growing, kicking, how you building bonds, and, everything is gravy. But on the inside, if you don't address these emotions that are suppressed, they bubbling, right? So imagine old dirt just getting mushy, like hot, like old, like dirt, like wet dirt, but it's hot. So nobody want to be in it. Nobody want to address it. Like, oh, okay, what's that? I don't even know. We ain't talking about it. What you talking about? If you do not address those emotions while you're pregnant, the one thing I say as a mental midwife, and why I enjoy being a mental midwife, is the one thing I talk about that pregnant women go through, hopefully they grow through, is constipation. And it's not constipation of, we're not thinking, oh, we're not eating enough greens and have enough bowel movements. Okay, we could always address that with the proper greens, proper food, proper things like that. Yet it's constipation of your mind. And that's telling yourself you're not ready to address what's to come because you have not addressed what's before you. So for a pregnant woman, we kind of have that ushered in, like, okay, now you're going to address it because you can't really hesitate for so long. And I say that because when we constipate in our minds while being pregnant, that creates longer labors, not easy deliveries, C-sections, all of that. And the C-sections really only come because hospital playing a damn fool. We ain't gonna go there right now. However, have you ever been to a 72-hour labor, 48-hour labor? Labors that just lasting. You might as well grab a Snickers. Why wait? Because we ain't doing nothing. We ain't going nowhere for a while. Why? Because mom's mind and her heart emotionally, she has not addressed her healing. She has not addressed, she has not addressed those thoughts of her mind, of her heart, I should say. She has not looked them in the face. She has not decided to say, I'm ready to face you. Because if you notice, those with the quicker deliveries sometimes have addressed it. They've cried, they've written it out, they've journaled it. They've realized that there's some things I need to think about. I need to get it out. I need to deliver myself from these thoughts and realize that in order for me to grow, I have to let go. In order for me to grow, I have to let go of those emotions, of those suppressed feelings of not being good enough, of the value of thinking that I'm going to just allow life to life me, opposed to me being in control of my life. Right? And then once they finally do that, the delivery seems so much easier. It's so much simpler. It's like all you had to do is address it. Don't dress it. Remove it before it removes you. So that's a great example of why I hesitate your healing. Even with men, I know y'all don't deliver babies or you aren't pregnant, yet think about how many times or how often, more than not, do men go to substances than just healing? They tend, or anyone I should say, that chooses to go to, let's say, alcohol. Alcohol is an abusive substance because it numbs the emotions to feel what it needs to feel. And with healing, you gotta sit in that shit. If you don't want to sit in shit, sit in your vomit. Understand that you were just as accountable to your emotional losses as how you thought somebody else made you feel accountable. Sit in that shit. Sit in your own vomit. Sift it out like, oh God, who did this? I did this? It's not pretty. Yet it's relieving to know that once you finally stand up from it, you can say, okay. It's almost like another form of humility. Your own vomit humbled you. Okay. Your own vomit humbled you because it puts you in a place of recognizing that if I don't do this, it's going to keep getting done to me. It's like if I don't stop these patterns from happening, there's obviously a lesson in this. It keeps happening to me. What is it about me that I need to face? Yes, these emotions hurt. Yes, I may have a glass ego. Yes, I may feel like everybody's doing it to me. No, boo. No. Be accountable to your actions. Recognize that you're irresponsible to your heart and not using logic over emotions. Hesitating your healing would set you back, put you in a cyclical pattern of foolishness until you decide to say, enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I can't take this anymore. It's the same pattern, different face. Different place, same pattern. Learn from the lessons. Recognize if you got to write it down. Write it down so you recognize what you need to do for yourself. And most times it's boundaries. It's communicating how you feel up front without the fear of frustration or the fear of anger or worry. Speak it in love. Speak those thoughts. All right, y'all. It's been great. Y'all here with another episode of Denise Camille. Dilate to Dialogue. How can I help you heal? Please feel free. Email me. DM me. I'm on all social platforms. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I always forget about Twitter. The X. Okay. All right, y'all. Take care. It's been real. Peace.